right? Good. So, first impressions matter. And they say we make our first impression in just 7 seconds. And if it's a good one, it could lead to a job, an opportunity, or even a date. So, I've made my first impression. Was it a good one? If not, it could take 12 more positive opportunities to create likability and take away that first negative impression. Have you ever wanted to take back your first 7 seconds of a meet and greet? Maybe today I could take that one back. But why does it take 7 seconds to make your first impression? Well, they say in the year 2000, we could hold a thought for 12 seconds. And now scientists say because of our smartphones, we're only holding a thought for 7 seconds. And did you know that even a goldfish can hold a thought for longer than a human being? Because of our smartphones. Are you getting so distracted by your smartphone that you're starting to forget things? Yes, no, maybe. What was the question? So I'm going to say it again. Human beings have a shorter attention span than a goldfish. We're only holding a thought for 7 seconds. So, I'm going to ask you all to stand up, please. Because you're getting used to all this exercise today. It's a big day of exercise. Now, what I'd like you to do is take out your smartphones. And please feel free to leave them on to take photos. If you want to take any of the photos from the videos today, that's fine. But I would love you to take off your Wi-Fi so that every time you look at your phone, it takes you 7 seconds to get back into listening to what's happening today. And I don't want you to miss 1 second of our 90 minutes together today. So if you're game not to look at that phone apart from photos, then just slide it off. But while we're standing, what I would like you to do is find a partner. And on the count of 3, we're going to shake hands and say, "Welcome to my meet and greet." So are you game? Yeah. I can hear a phone ringing. Okay, on the count of 3, find somebody. You're going to shake hands and say, "Welcome," or "Welcome to my meet and greet." On the count of 3, 1, 2, 3, find somebody. Well, that's not too bad. That wasn't too bad. But would you like to get a little better? Yeah? Okay, please take a seat. So, you know, I want to start at where first impressions start and where our meet and greet starts. Because we all now know it happens in our first 7 seconds of meeting somebody. And you know, I've had so many people over the last 10 years since we've been doing the $1 Million Handshake coming up saying, you know, I've done business with people on the phone, I was so looking forward to meeting them. And then when I met them and shook hands, I had a totally different feeling about that person. Do you think that someone might have felt differently about you when they met you for the first time through your meet and greet? Is there anybody here that thinks they have a good handshake? Nice. Is there anybody here that would like to develop the $1 Million Handshake today? Yes? Great. Because I need 3 volunteers today. If you would like, oh, we have 1 already, straight up. We'll take 1, 2, and 3. Okay, now I want you to remember your numbers. So 1, 2, 3, and I am actually going to need somebody else later. So you can be used as my 4th person, if that's okay. But right now, everyone can take a seat apart from number 1. You're number 1. Okay, you're number 1. Fantastic. And the rest of us I would like you to use the power of your hand to give a big warm welcome to my first victim or volunteer. Okay, please come up. Now I'm standing up here so that you all get to see what we're doing, because it's really important to help develop your $1 million handshake by watching what we're doing right now. Okay, so I'm going to turn this off so it's not distracting. And what was your name?
Namita.
Namita? Yeah. Lovely to meet you. Wonderful,
Thank you.
Namita.
Same here.
I'm going to get you to come on this side of me because I think it'll be easier for everyone to see your arm. Okay, so Namita is going to meet me in just a moment, and she's going to treat me like I'm her $1 million customer. And she's going to give me a warm welcome and a handshake. Yes? Fantastic. So Namita, if you come back there, and just come up and meet me when you're ready.
Hello, Catherine.
Hello, how are you? Lovely.
I'm
Lovely.
good. How are you doing?
I'm very well. So
You're looking very beautiful.
Oh, thank you. Look who's looking beautiful. I love women. Okay, now stay exactly where you are. Okay, so I want you to have a look at the position of the body and the position of our hands. And I'm just going to take you through our meet and greet. Now, the first thing I noticed, I don't know if you did, was Namita came up and gave me a very warm handshake, didn't she? Yes, very, very friendly. But we haven't met before. So, I'm going to show you later on a little bit about politicians because they like to do this too. But Namita, if you put your hand up on the other side of me, now Namita met me like this. Now, what if I did this? Keep that up. It all gets a bit funny, doesn't it? So what's really important when we come into handshake is just to come in with our one hand, even though I know you were being very friendly. Okay? So the other thing that's very, very important is Sam's up. That's important. The other thing that's very important at the moment is to have a look at the position of the body. Okay? This is very good. Our webs are touching. When your webs touch, we've made a really good connection. And I'll show you a few of the handshakes later. So that was fantastic. You have beautiful face, lovely white eyes and big smile. You make a great connection. But there's a few other things that we can fix up. Our head, our shoulders and our hips, very, very important. So we want to line ourselves up because once I've got you, you're not going to look anywhere else. We're just going to make that connection, which is really important. And did you notice anything else when we first met? Okay, so you dipped in. So we both dipped in. So it's important, and especially when we're working internationally, to keep ourselves straight because it also shows confidence. Okay? Even though I know you were being very, very friendly. Okay, let's handshake again. Wonderful. Beautiful. How does that feel?
Nice.
Feels nice? I think you have a great shake. It's nice and comfortable here, it's not too tight. And I'm going to show you something that's really important that I'll get you to practice in a moment too. Some people might have a very hard shake or a very soft shake. Is it best to be hard or best to be soft? Or medium. But how do we know what that is when we're meeting somebody for the first time? So for us to have the $1 million shake, it's important that we meet their strength. So, if your strength is around a 7, that means mine's around a 7. If I came to a 9, how does that feel to you? Not very comfortable. No. And what if I did this? How does it feel?
It feels not interested, maybe.
Yes. So in a nanosecond, you can change the strength of your handshake to meet the person that you're meeting. We'll all practice that in just a moment. Okay. So we have some really nice shake here, lovely big smile, nice and firm. And now we'll both put our hands together. Thank you. Just kidding. That was wonderful. So, Nita, I also have something for you here today. Some gold coins to take away and eat. But just remember, by keeping yourself straight, keeping your handshake nice and firm, eyes, head and hips, that way you can create your $1 million handshake.
Thank you.
Thank you. Victim or volunteer, number 2? Come on up, sir. So once again, I'm the $1 million customer, and I get to meet you. And what was your name?
Amit.
Amit.
Yep.
Amit, lovely. Thank you. And what does Amit mean?
Amit means something which cannot be destroyed.
Something that cannot be destroyed.
Undestroyable.
Amazing. Fantastic. Let's see what we can do. All right. Amit, I would love you to come and meet me when you're ready. How are you?
I'm doing well. How about you?
I'm doing very well. Stay right there. Wow. Is Amit scared of me, do you think? Yeah. Do I look scary? No. Okay, so what can you see? Yes, we have a big gap, don't we? And I'll show you why.
Yeah, because it was...
My arm is very stretched. And look what it does to my body. It actually pulls me away from Amit. I am now not even looking at Amit. I'm looking at everybody else. So we're not going to make a very good connection. So Amit, generally around 3 feet is the best distance for a handshake. So I'm going to let you come into me.
Yep.
A little bit more. I'm not going to bite.
That would be better.
Okay. Let's shake hands. Beautiful. Lovely. I love it. We had a couple of pumps, 2 to 3 pumps. Just nice. Now, Amit likes to turn his head a little, which is okay because you're showing your ear. You're showing you're interested, you want to hear. But for even more confidence, you can straighten the head. Look at that. Perfect. There's something else I'd like to show you, and men like to do this especially. We've got a great handshake here. Nice webs touching, lovely smile, excellent eye contact. A little bit tight here.
Okay.
So I want you all to lift your shoulders up. Bring them up. How does that feel when you lift your shoulders up?
Very uncomfortable.
Yeah. And what's interesting is, I want to show you something. When I do it, what have I transferred through? Tension.
Yeah, it's like that.
Yeah.
You feel that?
Yeah. So when you are tense here, you bring that right into the other person. Very interesting. So all we need to do is to stay loose here, but tight here. So tighter? Yeah? Good. Excellent. How's that feel?
That feels fantastic.
Feels fantastic. And the good news is we have head, shoulders and hips all facing forward. So, Amit, I'm going to get you to do that again.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Let's see how we go.
Hi, Catherine.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing well. How about you?
I'm doing very well.
Good to meet you again.
Good to meet you again.
Yeah.
Excellent. Head, shoulders, hips, fantastic. But something else happened this time. Do you know what it was?
The distance was lesser?
This is all good, but we had many pumps.
Oh.
So we'll have a look at that later. We just want to keep that to 2 to 3 pumps. Excellent. Well done. All right, so let's do that again. Awesome. And stop. Well done. Thank you, Amit. Fantastic.
Thank you.
So we're starting to have a look at our handshakes and what our distance looks like. Our webs touching is fantastic because you really get to meet and greet somebody when that happens. And who is my third volunteer? Wonderful. Coming up. And what was your name?
Rahul.
Rahul.
Yeah.
Rahul. Lovely, Rahul. Nice to meet you. I'll meet you in a minute. I'm the $1 million customer again.
Hi, Catherine.
Hi, Rahul. How are you?
Very good to meet you. How are you?
Very good to meet you. Wonderful.
You look so pretty.
Oh, thank you. You look so pretty too. Okay, what can you see? Yes, it's still, I'm scary. Wonderful. What else now can you see? A little, few too many pumps? Yes, okay. What else? It's okay for me. It may look like that. He has got a big hand. He's got a big hand.
Is it tilted slightly towards the left?
That's okay. What I did notice though is he's tight here. Yes? So he was tucked in here and pulling me over. See? So when you do that, your shoulders twist. So it's really important that we stay relaxed here, but firm here. So a little bit more. Yeah, good. So you can still be firm here, but relaxed here. So we don't get that tension flowing through into me, and then I'm like, ooh, What's happening? I'm really scary today. No, just kidding. All right, wonderful. So let's just drop our hands, and we're going to do that again in a moment. So what's really important is our head is making contact. Our eyes are looking at each other. Our shoulders. If my shoulders were twisted, would it? How does that look? I haven't really made a proper connection with him. It looks like maybe I just want to keep going. Yes? And what if my hips were twisted? Same thing. So a lot of the times people come up to handshake, except my volunteers today, and they actually turn this way. So it actually feels like they want to keep on going. So very good. Okay, one more swing up. Perfect, nice, lovely. I love how your left hand is just hanging. We're going to talk about that later. Thank you so much, Raoul. Big round of applause. Now, last but not least, is my lucky helper who gets to spend some time up here showing you, I would love you to come up. We can do one for each one, actually. Somebody came up here, my fourth person. Welcome.
Away. This exercise that we have done, that is the new thing for us, and it will be very much helpful for the daily life and for future also.
Absolutely. Give him a hand, give him a hand. Okay, where's Himanshu? Where is he? He's having tea. Hey, I just really wanted to acknowledge when he walks in, we're all going to clap and cheer and give him an amazing round of applause. But he actually, one thing I absolutely loved about his session is that first of all he opened our hearts by making us laugh, and then he gave us some great value and some really good insights. So can we just acknowledge him once more? Come on, give him a round of applause. Okay, so this next session is with a friend of mine from Sydney in Australia. Her name is Catherine Molloy. Kath Molloy has actually been in the speaking and training industry for now over 20 years. Travelled all over Australia, also ran quite a successful training organisation as well. Over the last couple of years now, she's been getting more into her keynote speaking, which is all around her $1 million handshake. Who in this room would like to know how to have a $1 million handshake? Yeah. So turn to the person next to you, give them a little nudge and say, I'm looking forward to this. Just say that. Wow. All right. So without anything more to do, ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Catherine Molloy. Woo!
Right? Good. So, first impressions matter. And they say we make our first impression in just 7 seconds. And if it's a good one, it could lead to a job, an opportunity, or even a date. So, I've made my first impression. Was it a good one? If not, it could take 12 more positive opportunities to create likability and take away that first negative impression. Have you ever wanted to take back your first 7 seconds of a meet and greet? Maybe today I could take that one back. But why does it take 7 seconds to make your first impression? Well, they say in the year 2000, we could hold a thought for 12 seconds. And now scientists say because of our smartphones, we're only holding a thought for 7 seconds. And did you know that even a goldfish can hold a thought for longer than a human being? Because of our smartphones. Are you getting so distracted by your smartphone that you're starting to forget things? Yes, no, maybe. What was the question? So I'm going to say it again. Human beings have a shorter attention span than a goldfish. We're only holding a thought for 7 seconds. So, I'm going to ask you all to stand up, please. Because you're getting used to all this exercise today. It's a big day of exercise. Now, what I'd like you to do is take out your smartphones. And please feel free to leave them on to take photos. If you want to take any of the photos from the videos today, that's fine. But I would love you to take off your Wi-Fi so that every time you look at your phone, it takes you 7 seconds to get back into listening to what's happening today. And I don't want you to miss 1 second of our 90 minutes together today. So if you're game not to look at that phone apart from photos, then just slide it off. But while we're standing, what I would like you to do is find a partner. And on the count of 3, we're going to shake hands and say, welcome to my meet and greet. So are you game? Yeah. I can hear a phone ringing. Okay, on the count of 3, find somebody. You're going to shake hands and say, welcome, or welcome to my meet and greet. On the count of 3, 1, 2, 3, find somebody. Well, that's not too bad. That wasn't too bad. But would you like to get a little better? Yeah? Okay, please take a seat. So, you know, I want to start at where first impressions start and where our meet and greet starts. Because we all now know it happens in our first 7 seconds of meeting somebody. And you know, I've had so many people over the last 10 years since we've been doing the $1 Million Handshake coming up saying, you know, I've done business with people on the phone, I was so looking forward to meeting them. And then when I met them and shook hands, I had a totally different feeling about that person. Do you think that someone might have felt differently about you when they met you for the first time through your meet and greet? Is there anybody here that thinks they have a good handshake? Nice. Is there anybody here that would like to develop the $1 Million Handshake today? Yes? Great. Because I need 3 volunteers today. If you would like, oh, we have 1 already, straight up. We'll take 1, 2, and 3. Okay, now I want you to remember your numbers. So 1, 2, 3, and I am actually going to need somebody else later. So you can be used as my 4th person, if that's okay. But right now, everyone can take a seat apart from number 1. You're number 1. Okay, you're number 1. Fantastic. And the rest of us, I would like you to use the power of your hand to give a big warm welcome to my first victim of volunteer. Okay, please come up. Now I'm standing up here so that you all get to see what we're doing, because it's really important to help develop your $1 Million Handshake by watching what we're doing right now. Okay, so I'm going to turn this off so it's not distracting. And what was your name?
Namita.
Namita? Yeah. Lovely to meet you. Wonderful,
Thank you.
Namita.
Same here.
I'm going to get you to come on this side of me because I think it'll be easier for everyone to see your arm. Okay. So Namita is going to meet me in just a moment, And she's going to treat me like I'm her $1 million customer. And she's going to give me a warm welcome and a handshake. Yes? Fantastic. So Namita, if you come back there and just come up and meet me when you're ready.
Hello, Catherine.
Hello, how are you? Lovely.
I'm
Lovely.
good. How are you doing?
I'm very well. So,
You're looking very beautiful.
oh, thank you. Look who's looking beautiful. I love women. Okay, now stay exactly where you are. Okay, so I want you to have a look at the position of the body and the position of our hands. And I'm just going to take you through our meet and greet. Now, the first thing I noticed, I don't know if you did, was Namita came up and gave me a very warm handshake, didn't she? Yes, very, very friendly. But we haven't met before. So, I'm going to show you later on a little bit about politicians because they like to do this too. But Namita, if you put your hand up on the other side of me, now Namita met me like this. Now what if I did this? Keep that up. It all gets a bit funny, doesn't it? So what's really important when we come into handshake is just to come in with our one hand, even though I know you were being very friendly. Okay? So the other thing that's very, very important is Sam's up. That's important. The other thing that's very important at the moment is to have a look at the position of the body. Okay? This is very good. Our webs are touching. When your webs touch, we've made a really good connection. And I'll show you a few of the handshakes later. So that was fantastic. You have beautiful face, lovely white eyes and big smile. You make a great connection. But there's a few other things that we can fix up. Our head, our shoulders and our hips, very, very important. So we want to line ourselves up because once I've got you, you're not going to look anywhere else. We're just going to make that connection, which is really important. And something else. Wonderful. Good. Nice handshake. We'll see what we can do about it as we go. Just kidding. Oh, gold coins. Gold coins. You must get your gold coins. Just to remind you of all the things that you've been doing today. Yay! Because you know what? Once you have confidence and courage through that handshake, you can do anything.
Thank you.
Thank you. If only they were gold coins, right? But you can turn those into real money. Okay, so in the 80s, the body language experts started labeling all the handshakes. And unfortunately, people are still doing some of these handshakes today. So we're going to have a look at those ones to make sure that you don't do them. First one is the pumper. We had a couple of pumpers, didn't we? So please, what was your name?
Yeah, myself, Subhash.
Ah, Subhash. Lovely. Nice name. Subhash, come on up. We're going to demonstrate the pumper. Okay, now the pumper is usually done by someone who's really excited, really happy to see you, or they could be really, really nervous, or they could be an American, because Americans like to pump nearly up to 8 times. So can you imagine a big American coming in for a Chinese deal, coming up to the person going, "Hi, how are you?" Right?
They're taking a lot of time.
They don't feel so comfortable. So the handshake is all about being professional. It's all about showing that you're meeting and connecting with that person and thinking about that culture and who you're going to see. So we're going to shake 8 times to show you what 8 times looks like. Now you're going to shake me 8 times, okay? 8. Okay, go. Oh, that's a lot of little fast ones. I like that one. I haven't had that before. But you can see that we don't want to do that in the handshakes, do we? No. Not like that. So what I want you to do is just to turn to somebody beside you, and you can even give them either a pumper, or you can give them this pumper. Okay? On the count of 3, find somebody and give them a pump. 1, 2, 3. Go. Come on. Give them a pump. Feel what it's like to be pumped.
Yes. Like Modi is giving to Obama.
Yeah. Yeah? It's not so good, is it? 1 to 2 to 3 pumps is enough. Yeah. Okay. So the next one we're going to look at today, and one of my favourites, is the princess. Are there any princesses here today? And it's not just the ladies, gentlemen. I've had some princess handshakes by gentlemen. So it's important to have a little bit of a look at it. Yes, and sometimes they call it the dead fish, okay? But we'll call it the princess today. So, Sabash, would you please come in?
Yeah.
Can you hand me your princess handshake? Okay. So this can be a princess handshake. Sometimes they just give them to your tips of your fingers. So it's not a good feeling. See if you can turn to someone and shake hands like this. On the count of 3, 3. Go. Feel what this feels like. It's not a good handshake, so we want to make sure that we don't do the princess. Even though, ladies, it's okay to be a princess, just not in our handshakes. All right. Last but not least, that we're going to have a little look at today, is the power. Okay? The power shake. So it's very interesting that who here has heard of the dominant handshake? Yes? Just a couple? Okay, that's interesting. You just need to look at some of the politicians. It's amazing. Putin, Donald Trump, we'll show you in a moment. But come forward, please. I'm going to demonstrate the power shake. Yeah. Okay, Sabash, I'm meeting you. So I come over top of Sabash. Now, straight away,
Yes.
he wanted to fight me.
Oh no.
He did. He tried to turn me up, and he got harder and harder.
Yeah.
And that's what some people do, okay?
Yeah.
So with the dominant handshake, people don't like to be dominated, especially by a woman.
Yes.
So they start to wrestle with the handshake. There's a few things you can do if somebody comes in like that. You can put your hand on top of mine. So then he has the upper hand. And then maybe I could do this. Yeah? Does that look silly? Yeah. Okay, so that's not a good thing to do. The other thing we could do is I could step in close. And when you step in close, if you step in close to me, it twists his hand around. So then we come up. Is that a good thing to do?
Automatically it becomes twisted.
Yeah, we're too close. We're too close. Okay, the other thing we could do is what you wanted to do was wrestle me. Come really tight and start to wrestle me.
Actually, this is the usual practice. That's
Yeah.
so that one comes down.
Does that look good?
No.
No. Okay.
Okay.
What I want to let you know, and this to me is the most important thing of all, because this happens everywhere. Come in, you give me the dominant handshake. Yes, you're going to be dominant. Come on. How are you?
Yeah. Fine.
Guess what?
Yes. This one come.
He's actually, for me, just given me the power. Do you know why?
Give me the dominant one.
Because I know exactly who he is. I know exactly how to manipulate him. Shh, don't tell anybody. I know what to do to win the deal now. So no matter what anyone does with the handshake, it's okay. They're telling you something about themselves. Whether they're a pumper and they're excited or they're nervous, whether they give a really soft shake because they're a little bit shy or unsure, whether they want to dominate because they're aggressive. The best thing is, whatever anyone tells you about themselves gives you power. And that's what the handshake's about. Creating that likability so you can match. You can change your handshake in a nanosecond to suit that person you're talking to. So, I would like to thank you very much for coming up today. And you need some money too. Gold money, just to remember.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Which one do you like the best? Which handshake?
Yeah. Power.
Power. Okay, excellent. So just having a look at some of the 5 factors. Now I would like you to call these out so that they remind you about the handshake. Everybody? Degree of firmness. It's important. And just remember, in a nanosecond, you can meet that person's shake. Turn to somebody beside you and I want you to squeeze their hand hard or soft to match what their hand is, okay? 1, 2, 3, go. In a nanosecond, keep changing the grip, hard, soft, hard, soft. In a nanosecond, you can meet somebody at their level of handshake. It's amazing once you feel that. You can go from a degree of 5 to 10 very quickly to match somebody. What's our second point? Dryness of hand. Does anybody have a really wet hand? I know, and sometimes it doesn't make you feel comfortable to shake people's hands. So some people leave a tissue or a cloth in their pocket. The other thing that's really important now, there are creams and even Botox can actually take away that wet feeling on your hand. So there's a few different things that you can do now for it. Depth of grip. I find this really important. I never feel like I've really shaken someone's hand if my web hasn't touched. So making sure that we go deep enough. These first impressions can give lasting results for you. They can seal deals for you and contracts. The duration of grip. How long should we hold for? But I'm glad you're thinking 7 seconds. Yep, 2 to 3 seconds is enough. 2 to 3 seconds. That's enough. Unless it's a long lost friend, and then you'll probably hug them anyway. Last but not least, call it out. Very, very important, because if all else fails, that eye contact that you make with them and bring them in is really, really important. Now, you've witnessed some victims or volunteers up here on the stage doing some handshakes. We've had a look at some of the ones that are being used still around the world from the 80s. And just so that we all stay awake, because it's a late session, and it's the last time I'm going to ask you to, would you please stand up? I would like you to find that first person that you shook hands with, the very first one, and I'd like you to shake hands again in just a moment. I want you this time to really think about consciously connecting with them. Not, oh gee, I'm tired, oh I don't want to do this again, oh I don't know if my shake's any good. I want you to do it with confidence, because trust me, we've put thousands of people into the workforce just by building confidence with their handshake. Okay? Conscious connections, 1, 2, 3, go. Find somebody and shake hands, please. Hello, welcome. Okay, so that was very, very good. Nice shake, nice and firm, but you don't need to dip. Haha. Well done. Hello, how are you?
This is right.
It's good. I'm going to tell you about this in just a moment, but this is good. Yes, very good. Thank you. Hello, how are you today?
Good.
You nice, very nice shake.
Thank you.
Hello. See, our webs aren't touching. Better, much better. Well done, thank you. Okay, fabulous. High five the person beside you. Say you're awesome. You know, I got to witness a lot of those handshakes, and you know, a lot of them were much, much better. In actual fact, I think you're better than some of the famous people I know. And what is it about politicians? They just can't get the shake right. Please, if you get a chance, have a look on the internet. Have a look and see what Donald Trump's doing, what Putin's doing. I want you to have a look at the shakes. It starts to become very, very interesting once you start to watch. And Obama, have a look at what they're doing with their shakes. But today, I would like to show you 3 more shakes before we move on. And they're Aussie politicians, because I'm Australian, so I'm allowed to make fun of Australia, right? Yes? Very good. And the first one I want to show you is Julie Bishop. Now, Julie Bishop was our Deputy Prime Minister, and this was at her first big meet and greet with Ban Ki-moon, who was the Secretary General of the United Nations. This isn't the picture, but I'll show you what happened. So she came in for her handshake. She came in over the top in a dominant handshake. Well, Ban Ki-moon, whether he was confused or whether he was diffusing the situation, he took her hand and went to kiss it. Well, she stepped back, she was highly embarrassed, she went red, and then she came back in with a normal handshake. So we don't want to muck around with handshakes. Now, this was in the papers all around the world, all on the internet, but do you think I could find a picture for you? I don't know how it disappeared. But while I was looking, I started to notice she always likes to stand on the right-hand side of the person because it's more dominant from this side because your hand comes around. The other thing that she likes to do, and I think we just had one a moment ago, was pop her finger out. Now the finger coming up someone's wrist is also a dominant grip. You may not realise that and you may not be doing that for it. But in some cultures, it can actually, that know the pressure points, like martial arts, if you press a point here, you can actually bring someone to your knees, to their knees. So you don't want to do that handshake. Okay, so keep those fingers in and let's not be dominant. The next one I want to show you is just a short clip. Now the man here with the glasses was John Howard, and he was our Prime Minister for quite a while. And the person going up against him was Mark Latham, and he was looking really good for leadership.
How are you, Mark? Good, good. How are you? I'm very well. Good to see you.
What do you reckon about that? The Australian people saw that, and he appeared a bully and aggressive, and they didn't like it. I'm going to show you again.
How are you, Mark? Good, good. How are you? I'm very well. Good to see you.
Yeah? Guess what? This cost him the election. He lost the election, and they say it was due to his handshake. And that cost him well over $1 million. So, don't be that guy. Oh, last but not least, Tony Abbott. We seem to go through Prime Ministers very quickly in Australia. I don't know if you've kept up with politics. Every 6 months we get someone new. Yes. But we had the G20 in Brisbane in 2014. And Tony Abbott was shaking hands with the Japanese Prime Minister. And instead of finishing his handshake when Obama came up to get a photo opportunity, guess what happened? Yeah, he leaned across and grabbed them both. It was a cringe-worthy moment, and it went global. Everybody got to see it around the world. So, don't be that guy. Having said that, he's a lawyer, a Rhodes Scholar. He won a scholarship to the Oxford University. In actual fact, everyone we've spoken about today has a high level of education and are very intelligent. So that just goes to show you that anyone can accidentally expose themselves and appear silly, right? So let's not do that. Don't be that guy. Not good at all. So where did the handshake begin? Does anyone know? Well, the artwork shows us 5th century BC was when they first saw it in Greece. And why did it happen? What made it happen? Not 100% sure. The theories, we only have theories, but they believe it was for peace and to show they didn't have a weapon. And in Rome, they used to come in up high for the arm wrestles. So the two different tribes would come in, and whoever won would then lead. But that came down to this shake. Why would the Romans shake like this? Make sure they didn't have any swords up their sleeves, or any daggers, okay? But then that eventually came out to the handshake. And why do we all shake with our right hand? Because a lot of cultures need to use their left hands for other business. So, no matter what we are, left or right, most of us shake with our right hand. You know, the handshake is so important for business. It can seal a deal. It can be the maker or breaker of a big contract. And if you're a doctor and you're with a patient, it can instill trust and confidence. So no matter what race you are, no matter where we are in the world, it's so important to understand how to shake for influence and to know what your first 7 seconds is relaying to someone. And we just want it to relay confidence, courage, and trust, yes? That's it. We don't need to tell them anything else. We don't need to tell them we're really excited, or we're really nervous, or we want to dominate you. We just want that professional shake, and that creates our $1 million handshake. You know, John F. Kennedy, everyone here know John F. Kennedy? He was a president in America and he was assassinated. And back in the 50s, he actually did a full report on handshakes. And he found out if it was soft, that they might be shy or timid. If it was hard, they were going to be aggressive. He found out handshakes were more than just to show it was peace or being friendly. But something else he found out was the eye contact. As we discussed before and we looked at before, the eye contact is so important for making that connection and being really conscious with the person that we're meeting, because it changes the way we feel about someone. A bad handshake changes the way that you will feel about somebody. So it's really important that we start to connect our handshake and our body and our mind. So, tips for influence, let's go through it again. Nice and loudly. Make eye contact. Make web touch. Shake for 2 to 3 seconds. Don't pump more than 3 times. Okay, so we're pretty good with these handshakes, I think, about now. But the CEO of a big bank once told me that 50% of deals are made on your handshake, your first handshake, to whether somebody is going to buy in or not. Oh, sorry. Sorry. Please feel free to take a picture. So 50% of deals are made on that first handshake. That just goes to show how important it is. And they said, try and remember the person's name like your life depends on it. Because a bad handshake is hard to forget. It will change the way they feel. So I will say that one again, many times. Okay. So what do I know about handshaking? Well, when I was 19, I was in my first negotiation in Bali. And I really thought, gee, I suck at sales. What do I know about selling? How am I going to do this? So I stepped back and I started to watch. And I started to see and understand that negotiations were a dance. Selling to someone, meeting someone, giving information. I started to see how to build rapport quickly. And I started to understand the power of my handshake. In Bali, they could sell this to you for $5, this to you for $10, and this to you for $20. And I haven't had a lot of opportunity to barter in India. It may be the same. I'm not sure yet. I've got a few more days up my sleeve to find out. So I started to understand how much power that we actually had through our bodies and our minds. So I studied body language, and by the age of 22, in Westpac, our top bank in Australia at that stage, I was topping sales Australia-wide, getting bonuses, winning trips away, and they said to me, what are you doing? So I told them, I understand product knowledge, I like customer service, sales follow. So I went into a training centre and started training people. But what I really started to understand was the power we all have in, we have 700,000 different movements. And we use about, let me think, maybe 520,000 when we handshake. How about that? 700,000 different movements you have. That's a lot of power, don't you think? But you know, we don't always use this power for good, do we? Sometimes we're not always telling ourselves the right things. Sometimes we wake up and we go, oh dear, it's another day. It's hard, I'm tired, I don't want to do this today. But in a nanosecond, guys, you can change the way that you think and the way you feel. Just popping those shoulders back, popping the head up. And up to 80% of what we say is without saying a word. It's through our body. So, if I cross my arms right now, what does that mean? Not interested? Cold? Closed, defensive? Protective, yes. You know, I've seen men sometimes, they get in a circle and they're networking, and then the man says something that they think is really important. Yep. And that's almost like a block. I've said this now, no one else needs to hear it. Yes? Okay. What I want you to do now is everyone cross their arms. Please. Please. Thank you. Okay, so most speakers don't want everyone sitting in the audience with their arms crossed in front of them, creating all these blocks. But for some of you, this might be comfortable. For others, it's not. Who's got their right arm on top of their left? Yes? Okay. So they say you're the passionate ones. Who has their left on right? So you're at facts and figures. You might think first, then act later. Now, I want you to cross your arms the other way, the other arm on top. It's not always easy, you know? So please open your bodies back up, because I don't want you to create blocks around me. But you know what? Change isn't always easy. And what I know is if you just make a couple of these little tiny tweaks today, trust me, they can make big differences in your negotiations and in your business in the future. So, up to 30% of information can be blocked when we cross ourselves. So don't cross yourselves. That's a lot of information. You walk away here today, and we know in 2 weeks' time you'll only remember 7%. But if you block half of that, it's not going to be too much left to remember. You know, and we often gesture before we think. So we've actually made a movement before we've thought about anything. We have neurons that fire when we witness someone feeling an emotion, making us feel that exact same emotion. Can you nod with me if you feel other people's emotions as well? Yep. And that just brings me and reminds me of a train scene I have here in Belgium that I just want to show you. How good does it feel to laugh out loud? Yeah. Thank you, Coca-Cola. They love making people smile. But did you know that 73% of people that are surveyed worldwide trust people when they smile? You're more likely to be trusted. And did you know most business deals are done on gut instinct? It's the way that they feel about you, or more importantly from today, the way you make them feel about you. You know, and that brings me to a great quote from an American writer. People will forget what you said, and people will forget what you did. But people will never forget the way you make them feel. And you know, about 10 years ago, my husband wasn't very well, and we did sell our business. And we had to sell it in a recession time. And we lost over $1 million. And I had to decide then and there, you know, what is it that I would love to do? My children were growing up, and I loved training. I loved customer service. I loved sales. I loved leadership and management. So I started a training company, and we did not have a single client. By the end of that 12 months, I'd signed $1.1 million in deals for training. And it was all face-to-face with every client that I went to. It was face-to-face, handshake, and got the business. So there is so much to learn through our body and through the power that we have and through our mind with what we can do. And that's what I want to share with you today. Over the last 4 years, I've worked in China. So I went there on a mission with the education department on the Sunshine Coast, and we all spoke for about 5 minutes. The Director General Hong Cheng-zong asked if I would come back to speak to the Foreign Ministers and the Translators Association. So since then, I've now had business for 4 years through them. They've asked me to set up soft skills in Shanghai. All through what? The meet and greet, the handshake. They've written to our mayor saying how fantastic it is what we're doing. I was in Saudi this year delivering professional development. Can you imagine? Do you think I can handshake in Saudi? I wasn't allowed to, I was a woman. So I had to use the open body language. We had to make sure the eye contact and everything was right to meet and greet. And while I was at an embassy, I met an Arab who has 4 hotels, building 2 more, and needed an Australian meat exporter. I just happen to know an Australian meat exporter. So they now have over $1 million worth of deals going through. Money for me, money for them. So it's amazing what you can do. You never know where being confident and having courage with your meet and greet can take you. And because of it, I've learnt that around the world, there are only 6 facial expressions recognised worldwide. Just 6. Our body language is very different, but 6 facial expressions. That's it. And because of this, I developed the Conscious Connection Framework. Well, Sam was with me, and we developed using my 30 years of body language training. And you know, it starts with you and me. This is where our conscious connection starts, just with the 2 people. So today we've touched a little bit on body language through our handshake, showing you how you can transfer emotions, how we need to keep our head, shoulders and hips still while we're in that shake so we can make that connection, having awesome eye contact. So this is so important, our body language. But what else we need with that is to be very mindful of the person we're meeting, mindful of the culture we're going to. And once we put the mind and body together and we're congruent, we can make that great first impression. But over the last 10 years, I also discovered one of the most important things, and that was understanding behaviour style. Because when I take away body language, because around the world, as we now know, it is totally different, we're left with the raw behaviour styles of people which are exactly the same, which is fantastic because we're dealing with the same people when it comes to sales, when it comes to service, when it comes to leadership. And by understanding this and putting it together, the whole idea is to create a level playing field where you can create win-win, where you can meet people. Sometimes people say to me, oh, I'll go halfway. How does the other person know what halfway is? As we heard before, I think it's so important to learn. And this is where we earn. So by learning and studying these things and understanding, we actually go the whole way to meet somebody and to create that play field. They'll jump on with you. So understanding body language, your mindsets, behaviours creates a level playing field. And this is what we're delivering with businesses around Australia and in China. Oops. I just want to quickly show you the DISC model that we touched on. This is for behaviours. Who here has heard of DISC? A few. There's also a profile Myers-Briggs. Who's heard of Myers-Briggs? Yes? So Carl Jung created both these profiles. These are the best things you can ever do for your team, for your business, for yourself. You can jump online, you can find it. Seriously, do it. Yes, you will understand your strengths. Yes, you will find out where your gaps are, but more importantly, you can start to learn how you're going to respond in situations. Because it's not always the other person. And you know, we have 1 in 4 young people in Australia under the age of 24 suffering mental health because of the way they think and where they sit here. The D style is our dominant style. I'm showing you this because I'm going to relate it to the handshakes. Our I's are influencers. Our S's are steady. And our C is compliant. So the D's people like to tell others what to do. Anyone here like to tell others what to do? There's a couple. Come on, don't be shy. There's usually 10% in any group that are our dominant people. Then we have our I people. They like to relate to others. They like to be head of the team, having everyone have fun. Anyone like to be an I person here? Big smiles, enthusiastic? Yes. And then we have our S people. They accept or non-accept others. So they're a little quieter, a little bit more reserved, a little bit shyer. They're helpful, but they can be stubborn. Anyone here there? Anyone here a little bit stubborn? A little bit shy? Yes. And then we have our C people. They like to assess others and assess situations. So they're our facts and figures people, just like the big owl. Okay? So starting to understand these behaviour styles fit everybody around the world. And when it comes to our handshakes, the D's are more likely to give you that firm, dominant handshake, right? A little bit like the crusher. Our I people are the influencers. They're the happy, bubbly, they're likely to do the shaking, the extra pumping perhaps, very friendly to meet you. Our S's can be a little bit more sensitive. They might be more likely to have the softer shake. So you can start to understand behaviours of people through the handshakes. And our C people are a little bit more cautious. Take a little bit more time to trust you. And I've noticed that they're more likely, when they shake, perhaps not to have the webs touching. Okay, so even in our handshakes we can see how this works. But this profile is fantastic for people that are in HR and employing people. It's amazing for selling, so you know how to sell to each of the behaviour styles around the world. So you know how to provide excellent customer service. If you get a chance, do take the time to have a look at this, because it can make big differences and changes in your life. And we know how important this handshake is. So, in finishing today, our body speaks loudly. And with self-awareness and self-control, you can make sure that you're saying the right thing. In actual fact, sometimes we have to hide how we're feeling right now to create a win-win situation for ourselves or for others. Sometimes we have to disconnect from what's happening around us so that we can create and survive a moment in time. Because it's all about connection. And the secret in living is in giving. It's not about me, but it's about we. And there's one thing I'd like to let you know about sales. There's one reason people don't buy, and that is, yes, they're uncertain. They're uncertain of you, they're uncertain of your product, they're uncertain of whether they even need it or not. So, ladies and gentlemen, we only have one thing to do for sales, and that is to make people certain. Certain of you, certain of your product, certain of your added value. And in closing today, I'd like to know, what are you communicating through your handshake? Are you starting to develop your $1 million handshake? You are? That is very good to know. I would like you all to stand up, please. You're looking very good. What a very handsome group of people today. What I'd like you to do is to put your hand up. I want you to have a good look at this hand. It's pretty amazing. This hand cares for people, hugs people, feeds you, clothes you. It does amazing things. This hand builds rapport. This hand makes $1 million deals for you and looks after you. I would like you to raise it really high. I would like you to bend it over the back and give yourselves a pat. Yeah. Yay! You've done a great job today. I know it's been a long day for some of you, but while you're standing, I'm going to... huge day? I'm going to just let you know that the power is with you. It is inside you. It is outside you. Okay, and we're going to shake it out with me in just a minute. And then I would like you to high-five the people as the music's on and say, you've got this. Ready? Hopefully it's happening.
Everybody get up.
Come on. You got this. You got it. You got it. You got it. Yes. Okay. So thank you for having me today. My details are there if you'd like me to send the PowerPoint through to you. Please contact. If you have any questions, does we have time for questions?
Yes, we do. We have time for questions.
Do you have any questions? Whether it's around your disc, your profile, your handshake.
Second. You have telling sometimes 9 seconds period to 2 or 3 seconds or 7 seconds. What is the difference?
Okay, so the handshake.
Which time it will be recorded for 2 or 3 seconds or 7 seconds or 9 seconds?
Handshake always 2 to 3 seconds. Come on up with me. You get lucky. Yes. She's the power of our hands. Okay. All right. Here we go again. Amit. So, the question was, is it 2 to 3 seconds or 7 seconds? What is 7 seconds? 7 seconds is? Yes, our attention span and our first impression. In that first 7 steps, the first look is our first impression, but our handshake is only 2 to 3 seconds. So, let's count. You're going to count for me? Count out loud. Ready? Once we connect. Ready? Go. 1, 2, 3. Yes. Now, if we went on for 7 seconds, let's have a look what that looks like. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's too long. Yes, too long. All right, so just remember that 2 to 3 seconds is as long as we will hold our handshake for. Okay, because other than that, it becomes too long. Yes? Thank you for the question.
It's a very gender-based question. I just wanted to know, is it a rule for a lady not to hold her hand first or, take out the hand?
I love that question.
And because that's what I've read somewhere.
Yes, thank you for asking. So it's really important to know the culture that you're going into, whether the woman will put the hand out. And I know it's so confusing for men, being a man. Do we shake the woman's hand? Do we just take it by the ends? Do we shake it properly? I'm a woman in business, and women in business around the world that I do business with want the same thing. They want a normal, firm handshake like that they have met you and that they're a business person. However, if you were at a party or if it wasn't a business situation, then, perhaps the handshake you may do differently, but I would suggest not to. Always give that professional connection handshake. Does that answer the question? How do you feel about that? Do you like your handshake? Yes, fantastic. Thank you. Yes?
Does it really help in getting such a big deal? Skeptical, actually.
You're skeptical? Yeah. Okay, come on up. I can't hear you. I like skeptics. Sorry. Now, talk to me. What was that? I didn't hear what you said. Yeah. Sorry. Risha. Okay. What was the question?
I'm actually skeptical. Does this really make that much of impact?
Very good. Very good, because, in the mind, how we're talking about the behaviour styles? So when we're on the reserve side and when we're more in the compliancy and our facts and figures people, they're going to be more talking, is this right, isn't it right? I don't know how that works. And what that does is, you're always right. If you think it doesn't work, it doesn't. If you think it does work, it does. The mind is so powerful. And if you are confident with your handshake, how people say, fake it till you make it? Anyone heard that? Yeah? I say believe it till you make it. Believe it till you make it. How did I end up doing business in Saudi, in China, in Indonesia, around Australia? Me, just a little old woman. Yes? Confidence and courage and mindset and body language is so important. I run a training company that delivers certificates in management, leadership, retail, hospitality. And what I discovered was it wasn't the certificate that got the people the jobs, it's the soft skills. It's understanding how to lead yourself. So, my suggestion for you is to be positive, think positive. Yes, this is going to make a difference because when you walk in that room, you're going to be confident. You're going to make eye contact. You're going to have this fantastic handshake. So let's have a look at it. Come on, I'm your $1 million customer.
Hi.
How are you?
How are you?
How are you? This is so fantastic. Do we have time, Sam? Yeah, go for it. Okay, brilliant. This is lovely. What did you see? Yes, great. What else can you see? Yes, yes. What's in his pocket? I'm a bit worried. Okay, so I'm so glad to get to show you this too because in the study that John F. Kennedy, the president, did, he actually started, please stay, he actually started, no, you stay with me. He actually learnt to use his left hand, and that was to put it around people's hand when they shook, as we showed before, to make them feel comfortable. But nowadays it doesn't. Then too many politicians are using it and they don't even like each other, and then they know that something's wrong. So the best thing you can ever do with your left hand is, guess what? Absolutely nothing. Yes?
No, I should not put this in the
You should not put that in your pocket. I don't know what's in your pocket. That's distracting. And what if I shook his hand with my hand behind my back? Yes? What's behind my back? So let's just keep that nice and loose here, okay? Very good. Something else that was really important. We're a bit far away. So on Sunday, I will be here all day Sunday, so please feel free to come up and work on that handshake for confidence and courage. I'm here tonight too after if you want to have a look at your handshake because I just want to fix this one right now, okay? And I'm glad you all picked up the cowboy. Yeah? Yeah? So if you're out west on one of those Western movies from America, yeah, you might come in, hey, how you going there, right? But to be professional and in business, that might scare the person that you're shaking. So when you come in, head, shoulders, hips, hands. All right. Fabulous. That's so much better. How does that feel?
Excellent.
Excellent. A bit far apart still. Okay. Yeah? Okay, that feels so much better. A little bit tense here. Let's loosen that up. Keep it bent. Okay, stand straight. Okay, good, good. Now firm that. Yeah, nice. Really good shape. Okay, so as you can see, it's tiny tweaks that can make big differences. Okay, so let's have a look at that handshake again. I want you to come up and shake hands with me. Thank you for being patient. Okay.
Hi, Catherine. How do you?
I do great. We're going to do that again. I want you to practice here. Just bring it up. Just bring it. No, don't bring it back. It's by your side. Just bring it up. Yeah, just do it. He's a bit stiff. All right, now loosen up. All right, let's go again. Okay, getting better. Okay, don't come round. Come forward. Okay. All right, let's try again. One more time, and then I'll work on it over the next couple of days. All right, come on up.
Hi, Catherine. How do you do?
Hi, how do you do?
Hi.
I do really well. So much better. So much better. So much better. Thank you. All right. I don't know. Are you feeling any more confident now?
Yeah, I'm a lot But more confident.
You feel a bit more confident?
Yeah, sure.
So do you think going into a deal or meeting someone, you might be a bit more confident?
Yeah, sure, I do.
Keep the head up, keep the eyes, keep the firm shake, don't knock them out. Very good. Thank you. Good job. Thank you so much, and thank you for your question. Oh, God. Well done.
Ma'am,
Very, very good. Yes.
what if we are confident and our handshake is good, but the client we are going to meet, his handshake is not firm, his handshake is princess style, then how should I behave? I might be right, but the former person could be wrong. Then how should I behave?
Thank you. And this happens all the time because not everybody knows how to handshake, do they? No. But everybody here will handshake well, especially by the end of our conference, because we want you to we have courage and confidence. But what happens if someone, you go in to shake their hands and they grab you like this? It happens, doesn't it? And what are you going to do about it? There's actually nothing that you can really do unless you want to wrestle with them and put their hand up. But what they've told you is information. They've told you information about themselves, that they're a little unsure, that they're not quite sure how to shake hands. So in actual fact, they've just transferred what to you? The power. Yes, they've given you some power because you know how to deal with them now and how to manage the situations and how to create a win-win situation. Does that answer the question? Good. Is there anything else? Yes. We still got time, Sam? You let us know. Okay.
What about the other postures like sitting and...
Sorry, I'll have to come down.
What about the other postures like sitting? When we sit, then what should be the posture of that?
Oh, for sitting?
Yeah.
For body language?
Yes.
Okay, let me have a look. Bring your chair out. Okay, so the question is, how do we sit for good body language? Okay. Let's have a look how you sit. It looks fabulous, doesn't it? Don't you think he's sitting very well? He's not. He's feeling shy. Are you feeling shy? He's comfortable sitting out in front of everyone like this. No, that's a good question. And staying open, you know, not crossing. And even with women, we can put our feet together and just to the side because we don't want to create any blocks. So at this point in time, you haven't created any blocks. You're quite open. If you were talking to a client, you may just tilt a little forward to show that you're interested. Yes, if we sit back, it's not too good. But keeping ourselves upright. Our shoulders back is important, but our shoulders down. So we're not creating tension, okay? Chin slightly up, okay? And in actual fact, it's really good for our health because it makes us feel happy. When we go down, everyone go down for a minute, roll your shoulders, put your head down, put your chin down. Everyone do that? Yeah? That does not keep you awake. If we put our head up, chin up a little bit, put a smile on our face. Did you know pilots, when they get tired, they are told to smile? Do you know why? It keeps them awake. So smiling is very good. It's very good. It's very good for the person on the other end of a smile as well. Okay, so sitting's great. Now, what happens in a meet and greet? When you come up to a table and somebody's sitting. Okay, so if the seat is directly opposite this person and there's a table in front of them, that's a block. So we always say when you come in to come to the side of the table. Yes? Hi, how are you?
I'm good.
So good to see you. I'm very good. Excellent. Because if I came across in front of him, straight away, we've got a big block in front of us, which is the table. Okay, so when you come into a meeting, if you see the table sitting in front of where you're going, just come in to the side. And then they'll ask you to take a seat. Is there anything else you'd like to know?
And what about sitting?
What do you think?
blocking your
Yeah. Yeah.
Some casually.
Yeah. Everything that everyone has said is correct. So if we want to be arrogant or dominant, we can cross our legs like this, we can put our hands up. But is that going to make us likable to that person? Maybe not. If the person opposite you was a high dominant person with their arms back and legs up, then you can mirror them. Yes, to create likability. But don't go too far. And one of the most important things is when we are mirroring is not to mirror speech. Yeah. Because, you know, can you say good day, mate? Good day, mate? Good day. Good day, mate. Can you say good day, mate? Good day, mate. That's Australian for hello. But it doesn't always work in every language. So have we answered all your questions on sitting? Thank you so much. Thank you. One question.
You mentioned about C style, D style, S style, and I style.
Yes.
Now these are just the windows to, you know, in terms of interacting with the person and getting to know how or what kind of a person that person is.
Yes.
Now what is the next step if somebody is D style?
Yes.
So how do we?
I love this, and you know we need a day on DISC for behaviour styles. But for instance, if you're a dominant person, we had a couple of dominant people in the room. If you're a dominant person and you're running a business, and you come up to your staff member who might be S, who might be a little bit more quiet and reserved, and you say, I need this, 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 and this done. Well, they might do it, or they mightn't do it. They might have time, or they mightn't even know how to do it. But they're not going to say to you that they can't do it. They'll just say yes, and then maybe or maybe not, it'll get done. However, because you appear a bit aggressive to them. However, if you're a D person and you went up to an S person and you said, how are you today? What work do you have to do? I've got an urgent thing that needs to be done. Can we prioritise it and perhaps move something around on the list? Do you think you'd be able to get this done today? It will happen. So there are ways of meeting people. And when we work with teams and people start to understand who they are, an S person won't all of a sudden start to think, oh, that person's so arrogant, I can't deal with them. Because they'll understand that that is just that person. They're not mad at them, they're not angry at them, that's their style, and they just haven't learned how to communicate properly. Yes? So please do some Googling on it and talk to me over the weekend.
I would like to correct one of my approach. If you can correct it, if you can give me the idea of what that posture actually
Yes?
is. Can I come?
Up on stage?
Not stage, here only.
Come on stage, come on.
Here only.
Do you want money?
I don't need. Suppose sometime I have seen people are shaking like this.
Yes.
How you will describe it?
How would I describe that?
Yes. They are inclined, they
Yes.
are standing
Yes.
on a single feet,
Yes.
they are accepting
Yeah.
you,
Yes.
and now what you...
And then what they do is they step back from you.
Yes. After that, they step back from you.
Yes, they step
Now-
back from you. So for me, it's not a real confident person. So they've come in, but they've stepped away. They're creating a gap.
Or if he comes forward,
Yes?
if he comes forward, then...
If he comes forward and holds his ground,
Uh-huh.
he'll probably make a conscious connection then. But if not, it's a little bit shy, a little bit nervous. Hello, how are you? And they're back. Okay? If I came in and I wasn't quite ready and I then stood my ground, I could make it up. Remember, we get only 12 more other chances to create positive experiences to take away a negative. Do we always get 12 more chances in a meet and greet? We don't. So it's really important. If we can nail this the first time, we don't have to worry about anything else. But if someone does that to you, they're just telling you they're a little unsure. They're a little uncertain. Okay? Giving you the power.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. One more?
So, hi. A regular handshake is confidence and whatever you said, about that's what we do when we're doing a business handshake or $1 million handshake. But what happens when you're just meeting people who are probably family or someone who you're not interested in? I don't want to give that handshake to everybody.
Family? Not interested in family? Come on. Maybe big hugs for family.
What about my mother-in-law? I don't want to give her that handshake.
No. Generally people that we know very well, we would hug, we would give them a kiss. Sometimes the only place on the body that you can touch that will show that you're just being kind but it won't offend anybody is the elbow. So, if we did that, that's okay. If we were walking and I touched your elbow, that's okay. But if it was family and friends, you just give them a big hug. You give them a high five. You might give them a bongo. That's become very popular in America. I just hope it doesn't take on around the world, to be honest, as a handshake. So has that answered your question?
What about people I don't want to give a business handshake?
Will you give it? You put your hand out. Okay. You've been dying to get up here, I know, haven't you? All right, come. I'm going to be your customer. You come and meet me. I know. Here we go. Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, really good to meet you. Okay, so there's a couple little things. Once again, it's those tiny tweaks that make the... Yes, thank you, the big differences. So this shoulder is, you can't see, but it's this much higher than the other shoulder. So that means that tension is coming through, so it's coming through here. We have great webs. You have a beautiful eyes, lovely friendly smile. So we're making good contact here. But what I want you to do, yes, be even there. Nice. You feel okay? This is nice and soft here, but firm here. So you've got a good firm shake, but you don't have to hold your arm out because once again, it still brings tension through.
Okay.
Yep, but you don't have to hold it tight in. Just relax. All right, we're going to bring our hands up again, and then we're going to let you lovely people move on for the rest of the night. You ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hi, how are you doing?
Hi, how are you?
Good.
That is fantastic. Lovely. Hands are... Oh, I've just got to show you one thing. We're still not 100% relaxed yet, but we will be soon.
Thank you.
So just leave yourself relaxed there. But this is perfect. Okay. Really, really good. Good eye contact. I would just say level your feet. Sometimes with our feet, if we have one forward, one back, it looks like you're still not really stable and we're not quite sure which way you're going to go. So if your foot does end up here, just bring the other one up nice and close to it. Well done. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Get some chocolate. Thank you, everybody.
Okay, can we please give a huge round of applause to Catherine Molloy?
Thank you.
Hey, now, John, can I get you to come down here and join us? Give the camera to someone. Can someone hold the camera for me? Come on, quick, someone hold the camera.
Thank you.
John, come and join us down here. Now, John and Catherine, this is their very, very first time ever to India. Guys, we really appreciate you both coming over. Obviously, you've experienced India now for 1.5 days, which has been great, and we really appreciate you both being here. John, what has been a big thing for you? You coming here to India for the very first time. Tell us a little bit more about your experience here for your first time in India.
The people are the friendliest people I've ever met. They're really nice, they're very welcoming, they're very helpful. The food's fantastic.
Yeah.
And no, it's just good. It's completely different than what I thought.
Yeah, great.
And the kingfisher's cheap.
And the kingfisher beer is really cheap. Yeah.
Again, Kath, it's just amazing you flying all the way over here just to simply add value to you guys. This is the only reason why she has come here today, under their own expense, for them to come here and just simply add value to you guys. So, Kath, for you, what's been a great experience for you so far here in India?
Can't help but tell a story, right? Yeah. We left home 4 weeks ago. And we've spent 3 weeks on a mission in Africa, helping build homes for some of the orphans and getting some land and digging to create some avocado harvests for them coming up in the next few years. So it's been a big journey. We went to Dubai, and when Sam was here, and he invited us. I just thought that will be absolutely fantastic because I haven't been to India. I would love to share some confidence and courage because I know a lot of your business is also face-to-face, but online. Even in emails, our body language and our behaviour styles come through. So, I'd like to thank you, and I hope we've added some value for you today.
Can we please be all upstanding, please? All upstanding, and just acknowledge Kath and John. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thanks for coming. Great. So Kath is also going to be here on Sunday as well, which is great. Wait, no, don't sit down. Don't sit down. So, guys, we will be finishing at around 6:30. Between 6:30 and 7 o'clock we'll be finishing, and then we've actually got some refreshments there. So we still got about another hour, and this next hour is extremely important. Before we start, what I'd like you to do, just shake your body out. Come on, shake it out, shake it out, shake it out, shake it out, shake it out. Come on. Actually, just turn around as you're jumping, turn around as you're jumping. Turn around twice, do it again, turn around twice. Okay, now stand up straight, roll your shoulders back, stick your chest all the way out. We're now going to do our power move. You ready? 1, 2, 3. Yes! Let's count and nice and fast. Ready? 2, 3, 4. 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 7, 6, 5.